Good morning. We are starting day 16 on our third cycle. We just have 5 more days and we will be done with this third cycle. And today is Bet. It's the second day of the creation. And that means house, number 2, division, dwelling place. And that's what we are creating. And we are called to a pure conscience. So we're working on the spirit this week. And the verse in Ephesians 2:16 says, and that he might reconcile them both in one body to our Father through the cross, by it having put to death the hostility. And I know I've been saying this, and I get asked at different times, where do you see that in scriptures, that it is finished and there is a finish to us somewhere in heaven? And that's why he says, the Messiah teaches us to pray, may your will be done on earth as it is in heaven, because in heaven is perfect, is finished, and here it isn't yet. So how do we know that? Because in this scripture, it says that he reconciled both into one through the cross. The cross was 2,000 years ago. But in the cross, he said, it is finished. Therefore, it is. I believe what he said. And we thank you, Abba. We thank you that you have given us the mind of Messiah, so that we can reason, that we can have logical and critical thinking. We don't have to take anything that anybody says without searching out the truth ourselves, because we have you, and you are Messiah, the way back to the Father, the truth. The word of our Father is true from beginning all the way to the end. And the life. You have given us life, and life eternal and abundantly, right here, right now. And we thank you for that. We thank you that you have called us to renew our mind and destroy arguments that come against you. So that's what we're doing. Any thoughts that we have learned, any patterns that we have learned, we are bringing them down to nothing. Denature them, destroy them, because nothing stands against your truth and survives. It will be destroyed. Eventually, all lies would be destroyed. And that will be an amazing day. In the meantime, you have asked us to do so, to take every thought captive to you, right up here where the mind of Messiah is, so that you can deal with it. And that's where we're trusting this journey is to you, because you paid a high price for us to have this freedom. So we trust you with it. And we praise you. We all come together and praise your holy name. There is no other name in which we can be safe, loved, connected, where we can see, think, and reason. All that is involved in that, in your name, because you are Yeshuati, my salvation. We worship you. We worship you because you are the same yesterday, today, and forever. Your word is eternal, Father. It had no beginning and it has no end, because you are eternal. Therefore, everything about you is eternal. Your word, your spirit. We thank you, we praise you, and we worship you through it. Not just the oral law that has been passed down, the written law that has been passed down, but the law incarnate that lives with us, because we have the mind of Messiah, and you have seated us with you, Father, in Messiah, in heavenly places. What an awesome, awesome promise. So here we proclaim your word back to you, so that as you send it out, it returns to you and is not void, is returning to you with our love, with our worship, with our adoration. Come, let us sing for joy to Jehovah. Let us shout aloud to the rock of our salvation. Come before him with thanksgiving and extol him with music and song. For Jehovah is a great God, the great King above all gods. In his hands are the depths of the earth, and the mountain peaks belong to him. The sea is his, for he made it, and his hands form the dry land. Come, let us bow down in worship. Let us kneel before our God, our Elohim, our Maker. For you are Jehovah, and we are the people of your pasture, the flock under your care. And as such, we come before you, Good Shepherd, today, so that you can take us to green pastures. Feed us, care for us, protect us, deliver us. Hallelujah. You are awesome. So we continue in this rhythm with you, Father, as we breathe, as we hear your word cleansing us, maturing us, completing us.
Aleph, Day 1. In Messiah, we are completely secure. Our Father has transferred us out of darkness into his marvelous light. Hear his words spoken over you now. I have freed you from condemnation. I am working all things together for your good. Nothing in all creation can separate you from my love, the love that is in my Son, your refuge, your cleft in the rock. You bear my image. Therefore you are merciful and compassionate, slow to anger, abounding in loving kindness and truth. You keep loving kindness to thousands. You forgive iniquity, transgression, and sin. And as you forgive, healing enters your heart, and peace begins to settle within you. Bet, Day 2. In Messiah, I am completely loved and fully accepted. Hear our Father speaking over you now. I formed you in your mother's womb. I grafted you into my life. In my book, I wrote all the days ordained for you before even one of them came to be. I made you a citizen of heaven. I have given you a spirit of power, of love, and of a sound mind. I will bring to completion, to perfection, the work I began in you. I have declared you forgiven. Your life is complete in Messiah. I am the author and the finisher of your faith. I see you as a saint, a holy one, set apart by me and for me. Gimel, Day 3. In Messiah, I am chosen, declared righteous, and created with purpose. Listen as our Abba speaks over you. You are the salt of the earth and the light of the world. I have chosen you and appointed you to bear lasting fruit. I empower you by my Spirit to be my witness. I have made you a dwelling place, a home where I live. I have appointed you as an ambassador of my kingdom and a minister of reconciliation. I have seated you with Messiah in the heavenly places. I have designed you and carefully crafted you to walk in good works prepared for you. I have chosen you to work with me, and you can do all things through Messiah who strengthens you. Dalit, Day 4. Yeshua is the door to the Father. From the beginning the Father said, "Let there be light." And Yeshua is that light, the light shining in the darkness, that the darkness cannot overcome. He is the menorah, the light of God dwelling among us. He is the bread of life, given from heaven to sustain us. He is the living water, flowing to all who thirst. He is the good shepherd, who knows his sheep and lays down his life for them. He is the way, the truth, and the life, and no one comes to the Father except through him. He is the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. He is the bridegroom, faithful and returning, making all things new. Through Yeshua, I have access to the Father, and I rest in his authority. Hey, Day 5. The breath of our Father moves within you and gently guides you into all truth. The Spirit of power sets the pace of Yah in your life. The Spirit of wisdom helps you discern clearly and frees you from deception. And as these old patterns loosen, you may begin to notice wisdom quietly forming within you. As you breathe, become aware of spaces inside you, gently organizing themselves, each one finding its proper place without effort, without striving. The spirit of understanding brings insight, wisdom applied in a way that builds both yourself and others. This wisdom leads you toward harmony, away from strife, and into reconciliation. Harmony and compassion lifts you above ego, allowing you to see others clearly and to speak words that are gentle, life-giving, and true. Vav, Day 6. When the Spirit moves, you may begin to perceive patterns, cycles, rhythms, and order quietly revealing themselves within you. As submission grows, rebellion is silenced, and humility will release self-reliance and place our full confidence in you, Abba. As the body and breath reconnect, you may find creativity and energy emerging naturally without effort or resistance. As ambassadors on the earth, we intercede not only for ourselves, but for the nations. When we confess and turn away from sinful patterns, freedom is restored. Bonding is the foundation of emotional life. Connection brings strength, stability, and peace. As you rest, your vision widens, your space opens, and your time expands. Zayin, Day 7. I choose to believe the truth about my Father God. He is intimate and deeply involved. He is kind and compassionate, accepting, filled with love and joy. He is warm and affectionate, always with me, and eager to be with me. He is patient and slow to anger, loving, gentle, and protective. He is trustworthy and desires to give me a full life. His will for me is good, acceptable, and perfect, overflowing with grace and mercy. He gives me the freedom to fail without withdrawing his love. He is tender-hearted and quick to forgive. His heart is always open to me. His arms are always ready to receive me. He is committed to my growth and delights in me. He is proud of me as his beloved child. I am the apple of his eye. As the 7 minutes come to an end, the breath is completely released. Do not inhale and hold. Allow the body to rest in the stillness before the next inhale. If this is new, wait only a few seconds. With practice, gently work toward 30 to 60 seconds, staying at ease. Research shows this exhale retention signals safety to the nervous system, supporting the cellular cleanup and mental clarity. When the body naturally calls for breath, Inhale slowly and return to normal breathing.
Japanese radio Taiso exercise number 1. Let's start with a nice stretch. Reaching up. Keep your hands lightly clenched. Arm and leg exercise. Swing your arms gently. Bend your legs and lift your heels as you go up. Now let's move to arm circles. Think about drawing the big circles with your arms. Open your legs slightly, chest stretch. Open your chest wide, stretch out to your fingertips. Side bends. If seated, bend slowly. Be careful not to lean forward. Now bend forward and backward. Relax your upper body. Slowly arch backward. Twist your torso. Stretch your arms up and down, hands on your shoulders, up, shoulder, down, shoulder, up, shoulder, down. Keep stretching through your fingertips. Legs apart, bend diagonally and open your chest. Use your breath well. Inhale, exhale, and inhale. Now let's rotate your upper body, big circle with straight arms, and loosen the muscles around your hips. Next, feet together and jumps. If you're sitting, gently shake your shoulders up and down. Arm and leg exercise, relax and breathe. Take a deep breath. Inhale deeply. Then exhale again. That's the end of Radio Taiso exercise number 1. Radio Taiso exercise number 2. Feet together, jump and shake your body. If you are seated, shake your shoulders gently. Arm and knee stretch. Bend and stretch your arms big. Open your arms from the front to the side. Make big circles. Legs apart, chest stretch. Stretch your arms and open your chest. Inhale deeply and exhale. Side bends. If you are sitting, bend to the side slowly. If you are standing, add a little bounce and bend twice. Focus on stretching the sides of your chest. Now, let's bend forward and backward. Stretch your arms as far as you can. Next, swing your arms and twist your body. Arms up, down. Bring your feet back together, single leg hops. Lift your knee high and pivot on your toes. Legs apart. Draw half a circle with your upper body and bend diagonally. Forward bend and stretch your back. Look up here. Lift your body once, then bend again. Feet together and jumps in 3. Arm and leg exercise. Relax and swing your arms from the front to the side. Deep breath in and breath out. Breath in and breath out again. That's the end of radio Taiso exercise number 2.
My lungs are not there yet. There we go. So we are on page 153. The art of separation and reconciliation. Our Father called us to reconciliation, not just with Him, but with others. Just as He abolished hostility through the cross, we are called to separate truth from deception without severing relationships. We haven't been really good at this. If they don't think like us, we just want to cut them off. And that's how we have so many denominations in the world, because they just differ a little bit here and that's it. Off. We create our own denomination that supports the little things that we think are so important, when the only thing important is Him. A sharp conscience, guided by His understanding, allows us to discern rightly while still walking in unity and love, as we have been studying on 1 Timothy 1:19. This world has a paradigm we need to get rid of. It is earthly and not heavenly. In 1 Corinthians 2:14, we are told that in order to understand spiritually, we need to sit with Him in heavenly places. And when we don't, there is a disconnect. Remember, prefrontal cortex can only be accessed if the survival mode, which is our natural man, that's what that scripture says, for the natural man, the things of the spirit are foolishness or nonsense. So to them, it makes no sense because they can't think it through. So if the Father, who is the author and the finisher of the faith, has not opened their eyes and has set them up in heavenly places, how did he do that for us? Okay, so in order for me to get off that, rat race, am I saving my love? Am I saving my love? Right here between limbic, between my eyes and the back, that's where the amygdala is. And yes, I'm going to do a glossary for just a few terms that I use. I don't use that many, but I want you to be able to use terms that learn the names of the places where those emotions are, right? Because we're working on the emotions, so we need to know what's the name where they are. So, okay, so between that amygdala that is in between our eyes, right in the middle of my brain, and then the basal part of my brain, which is my natural, this is a fear zone. This area, it's fear because we need to survive and we need to be connected. Attachment is very important for our healthy development. So when I'm living in that area, I don't feel safe. And if I don't feel safe, that's all I care. I don't even care if you love me or if I'm connected to you. All I care is, am I safe? And when I am safe, then I go to the limbic. Then I go to the next step. And then I say, am I loved? Am I connected? And I'll give you a very simple example that unfortunately is well known by a lot of us that have had this happen to us and to those that we love, which is betrayal. And the reason for that is that there are women out there, and those have been following Proverbs. We've been stuck in that adulterous woman for a while. So what happens as a survival mode that that person is in, all that person cares is, am I safe? So do they care that the man that they're looking after is married? No, I don't care about his life. All that matters right now is me, and I need to be safe. So I don't care if he's married. Unfortunately, I've heard that from doctors when I worked in the hospital. They would ask me something, and I would, or, they made a pass, and I said, "I'm sorry, sir, I am married." And he says, "So what? That doesn't bother me." And you're like, that is the epitome of survival. It's all about him. I, me, myself, and I don't care what I do to you. I just want what I want. That is survival. Okay, so then all I care is that I am safe. I am safe. As long as you can have your wife if you want to, you can have your family, you can have whatever you want. As long as you keep me safe and you pay my bills and you feed me and you make sure that I'm okay, then I don't care. I don't care about the rest. I just need to survive. Okay? And then she's happy and content, letting him have his family. Well, when that safety reaches a point where she is like, okay, I'm safe now. Am I loved? Am I connected? That's when fatal attraction comes in. Because then it's like, no, I don't want to share you. No, I don't want you to go home. No, I want you to stay with me. So then it becomes this, fighting for not him. She's not fighting for him. She's fighting for being loved and connected. She can care less, obviously, because she's been doing this and sharing him and not caring one bit about that. So she doesn't care about him. But now I want to be loved and I want to be connected because my first question was, am I safe? And I am safe. I feel good. I feel great. And I didn't care what you did before. And then he will say to her, well, we had an agreement and you were okay. And what is this deal now? Well, if you don't do what I say, I'm going to let your wife know. And we know how that ends in many circumstances, right? Because now she's not happy with being safe. Now she wants to be loved and connected. She wants to belong, and she doesn't belong. She's just, the lover. So that is how a beastly nature works. So we need to understand that. Does that make it right? No, I'm not saying that at all. All I'm saying is this is how it happens. It is disconnected from up here. So when we are trying to, bring logic into this equation and not understanding how dare you, have this love affair with somebody that's the age of your firstborn or close to, then you're like, that makes absolutely no sense to us, right? Well, fear is illogical. Fear doesn't communicate with that. And that is what 1 Corinthians 2:14 is telling us. A natural man doesn't see that. So why would the Father allow that? Well, like I said, we were all created in the earth. And then, so we're going to our first father and mother, right? Adam and Eve. So, and they were put in the garden. This is your final destination. This is where I want you to live. Here is where the tree of life is. As long as you eat from that tree, you will never die. But in order to live in my garden, says the Father, he planted it. It wasn't like, oh, let me pick that little area and make it that his house. No, he planted. He's the gardener. He made that garden for them and says, this is the place that I want you to enjoy. You have free range of anything you want here, but you need to obey me. And the rules of my house are that all is yours except that tree. That tree you have no access to. And the day you do, you will not. He said you will surely die, which was you will have to leave the garden. And out there, the tree of life, you won't be able to access it. Therefore, you will die because you are immortal, so to speak. You will not die if you eat from the tree of life. And the tree of life is not out there, it's here. And I'm guarding it with a flaming fire, so a flaming sword that you cannot pass through. Who lets us pass through is Messiah. He's the one that is up here. The mind of Messiah is in our executive brain function. It is in the place where we reason, in the place where we have logical thinking, where we literally can put a brake or can press the pedal. We have that control. There is no control down here. It's all about me, and it's whatever I want is what's going to take place. That is that beastly nature, that natural man. So that's a paradigm that needs to change. And in the meantime, he is the author and the finisher of our faith. So if he has not opened their eyes and given them the faith to understand, because we can't see him, so he has to give us something that we can look up and say, I don't know, I haven't seen you, but I believe in you. That faith that he gives us helps us access that conscious that has been there, because we have, godly people, not godly people, but wise humanly wise men and women that keep their conscience clear. They don't kill, they don't steal, they don't mess with anybody's spouse, and they live a clean life, a clean conscience, and they are okay. That doesn't mean that they are living in their full potential, because they're still living in this area. But the moment that he opens their eyes and they can come up here to reason with the Father and to sit in heavenly places in Messiah, in the Word, and they have their understanding of what's heavenly and what's earthly, that the natural man doesn't have that. They don't care about the heavenly. They only care about the earthly. So then you can have a different conversation with them. But until then, you're asking a dog to talk to you that cannot. So I'm not calling them dogs. I'm just saying they don't have that understanding and they can reason with you. So all we do is, like our Father, be merciful, compassionate, slow to anger, abounding in love and kindness and truth. We forgive a lot of stuff that is done to us, iniquity, trespass, and sin. And we allow the Father to deal with their sin and what they're doing. We release, we let go, and we let the Father deal with that. That's not our business. We're not God. We cannot punish people. We cannot discipline people. We cannot do any of that. That's the Father's job. So with all that, that's a paradigm that needs to be changed. And the only way they will know it is by his mercy that we come before him. It's his mercy that draws closer to his heart. So as we learn those things, we pass on, this is what I know. This is what he has shown me. I was in that rat race. Am I saving my love? Am I saving my love? And the day that I knew I was safe in him, the day that I knew that I was loved by him and that I am connected to the vine and that nothing can separate me from him, I got off that wheel. I don't need to run that again and again and get stuck in loopy and patterns of survival. And I'm going to do whatever it takes in order to survive, even if it is hurt my loved ones or people that I don't even know. It doesn't matter. They don't matter to me. And they need to matter because we are all children of our Creator. He made us all. It says that He is the Father of all. So are we all living like his child? I know I wasn't until he opened my eyes. I understood who he was. I called on him whenever I needed him, but I was the king of my castle and I was the captain of my ship. And I only asked him when I couldn't handle it. That is normally how most of us live our lives until we start taking every thought captive to the obedience of him. I do want to do that. Oh, do I want to do that? But I'm going to let you decide that for me. I want to eat that, but I know better, and I'm going to let you give me self-control. I'm going to allow the fruit of your spirit to flow through me because they are in me. I just don't always want to walk in them. And so I start nourishing that. I start thinking, okay, I'm giving up that and I'm taking on all that is good, all that is worthy of praise, all that is pure. And I just exchange one for the other. And that's what I do even in my diet when I really want a sweet that I know is going to give me heartburn when I go to bed. I just eat fat. I take some MCT capsules. I'll take a bite of butter. I eat something that it will satiate me. It will give me what I want, which is to satiate that desire, but at the same time won't hurt me. It will just go to my liver, create good fat for my brain, and my brain says, I'm happy. Thank you. And then it's over. So there are things that we have to do, and they may, the pastry looks so much better than that butter bite. But I'm using self-control. I know that is going to be sleeping on my reclining chair tonight with heartburn if I eat it this late. I can eat it, earlier in the day, but not after 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It will not. It will hurt me. So knowing that, I know my limitations. I know what's good for me and what it isn't. Dr. Amen likes to say, I know you love that, but does it love you? Does that food loves you? Is that good for you? And then I have to think it. So it's like I pause, take a deep breath, think it through, and yeah, you're right. I don't need that. And I make a better choice. And that's what we are talking about, this separation, but also reconciliation when we're talking about people. Page 154, flexible tools for daily practice. The day of creation is the second day, and we have it in orange. Our Father separated the upper waters from the lower waters, teaching us to distinguish between the heavenly and the earthly as we build this ark of faith. Like Noah, we don't always know what we need, but our Father does. So we follow his blueprint. That's what Moses did. The Father showed him what was in the heavenlies and gave him the blueprint and said, this is how you're going to make it. And he was very detailed. Does that many, in their measurements. In ours, this many inches and this many the length and the width and the height of everything and the materials to use, and even the things that they didn't know how to labor with them, he gave them the knowing, the knowledge of how to work with those elements so that it would be exactly the way he wanted it. So does he leave it out to just worship however you want? He doesn't care. Just do it like the world. He doesn't care. He knows your heart. Well, yes, he does. He knows our heart. And he has told me many times, don't do it that way. Did he do that when I was, a little bit, and I just loved him with all I knew? Of course he did. He loved that of me. But I know better now. And I can search scriptures. I can learn those things. So if I still go, oh, but he knows my heart. He knows I don't mean that. He doesn't treat a teenager the same way he treats a toddler. He will discipline us and he will mature us. That's part of Philippians 1:6. He who started the good work, he will finish it. He's a good father. He's not going to leave me 5-year-old emotionally. He's going to mature me so that my love for him is a mature love, knowing love, not just emotional. It will be a very well known right brain, left brain, both brains love. He does that for all of us. The spirit of Adonai is he provided Noah with detailed instructions, and he does the same for us through his spirit of understanding. It's a building. Remember, the bet is a house, is a building. It's edifying. Edification means building a structure, and we need to know what to use and what not to use. That's not going to make it that one that will. So you choose the right elements to build. The feast of the second feast is the unleavened bread, which reminds us to remove the leaven, sin, and deception of our lives, keeping our conscience pure and aligned with his truth. In Titus 1:15 says, to the pure, all things are pure. But to those who are defiled and unbelieving, nothing is pure. But both their mind and consciences are defiled. And that's why Adam and Eve couldn't stay with a defiled mind in the garden. They had disobeyed. They had not believed what the Father said. They had an unbelieving heart. So it was no longer pure. It's not good for us when we have still, all of us here that are alive, don't have a pure heart. I know we want to believe we do. We are working towards that. And it is pure in certain areas of our lives. But the moment that we are pure, mature, and complete, we will no longer be here. But while we're here and we're still a work in progress, we can be eating from the tree of life and stay like this. I don't want to stay like this. Just do whatever it takes and make me the woman that you created me to be so I can finally rest and not have to overcome anymore. That day, yes, we enter in and we eat from the tree of life, until we are satisfied, because we are in a state that we could. Right now, I'm not, so I'm still working on it. The wisdom from above is peaceful, shalom, in shalom. It is crucial to remember this when we are making decisions so that we can bring his peace into our actions. So when we have to make a boundary and say, we can have fellowship as long as you don't, do drugs in front of me. You don't do pornography in front of me. You don't gamble the money that we need to pay bills, all those things. We can fellowship and we can have communion. But if you continue in your sin, there is no more communion. You, not me. I haven't done anything. You're the one who's doing it. You have cut that fellowship, that relationship. So it's either your sin or our relationship, but it's not a triangle. There is no third over here. And I know that because I had to do that in my first marriage. It's like, no, I'm sorry. I know you treat me well. You are, you're a good provider. You give me all I need. I live in a little silver cup, but I am not sharing you with somebody else. I'm not allowing you to second mortgage our home so that you can have a home with her too. No. And your family also goes and visits her. No, that is not okay. It's either this or go, and you can have her all you want. Do have to make boundaries, and those boundaries are important. They are healthy. It's good for us. It's good for our children. It's good for those around us. Because remember the sin of Achan? He just hid it under his tent and thought nothing is going to happen. And the whole nation of Israel suffered because of it. I have to think about that. I have to think of all my brothers and sisters that I'm bringing into sin because I am looking the other way because I'm okay. So then I'll just, live with it. And I know of so many, especially growing up, so many. I would hear my mom and her friends and they would know that they had lovers and all this stuff. But, we can't go and find a job now. We have the kids and we have all this. So we just let them do whatever they want. And it's like, the Father does not approve of that. We pursue truth versus deception. Pursuing truth without severing relationships or causing irreparable damage. Strive for reconciliation and restoration, ensuring that your actions promote healing rather than harm. Pray, Father, guide me to walk in your wisdom, ensuring my interactions foster unity rather than division. I tried to walk on that for a whole year, thinking that it was actually working, and he wasn't. He was still doing whatever he wanted. He just let me know what I wanted to hear. So we have to really pay attention to those things and not be blind, and increase our intuition, increase our discernment. The moral character is justice and discipline. And how do I learn discipline? By doing it again and again and again. I get disciplined in the way I do things by repetition. Clean conscience is inseparable from a strong faith. Discipline yourself in truth and justice, ensuring that your words and actions reflect purity. And as we do that, it will eventually be easier to make decisions. I know at first are hard because we're used to putting up with a lot of things that the world does, and we think it's the good thing to do. And then it's like, no, the Father doesn't do that. Why do we? Meditate on Titus 1:15 says, am I viewing situations with purity, or is my perspective tainted? Open my eyes, Father, so that I can see what you see. That is discipline. Search. Ask the Father. There is wisdom in the multitude of counselors. Ask others. It's hard when we are so embedded into our emotions, are so attached. We are one when it becomes the situation with a spouse, and it is hard to see clearly. So we need counsel, wise counsel from others. The pillar of thought and daily practice is interpersonal, and this is the part that we interact with one another. We help each other. We find trusted friends that they can be someone that we can dialogue and discuss and bounce our ideas. And allow us to hear ourselves without being condemned, and then being able to speak truth into it, and we feel safe enough to hear that truth. Practice quality time with others. Listen and share your thoughts on a book, movie, or idea. Play the what if games, allowing your mind to explore possibilities and gain new insights. So what if this was your situation? Well, how do you see that? How would you act? And then we glean from those insights and those perspectives. Marvel in our Father's perfect timing. He also has a perfect timing for everything. Ecclesiastes 3:11, he has made everything beautiful and appropriate in his time. He has also planted eternity, a sense of divine purpose in our human heart. And I think about that, thinking, well, if I would have found all this out before, I probably wouldn't have my 3 beautiful children. I probably would have not moved to the United States, where I eventually met my husband. So there are things that I look back and I just wish I hadn't done all of that and would have been a different life. But then would I be enjoying the things I'm enjoying now? The Father has a timing, and I had to learn to be okay with that and accept what He had allowed to happen. Reflect on his eternal purpose, planted deep within your heart. Trust that our Father's understanding surpasses my own. What may seem uncertain to us is already known and established in him. So we trust him. I don't understand it, but you do. And I trust you. So we have to calm ourselves with that knowledge. Declare, Father, I trust your perfect plan, and I align my conscience with your truth. Speak aloud, Father, I choose purity and wisdom. I separate deception from truth, but I walk in peace and reconciliation. May my conscience be clear, like coming down from your throne. My faith be strong, and my trust in your perfect timing be unwavering. That is all part of the wisdom from above. And a final encouragement this final week is about establishing what our Father has been building in you. Stay steadfast, keep watering your healthy thought, and trust that his wisdom will guide you into greater clarity and peace. Continue the journaling. What am I watering today? And remember that you're not just watering this cycle's truth, you're watering the first cycle's truth and the second cycle also. All of that is a beautiful forest that is growing within our minds. And we thank you, Abba. We thank you that you are doing amazing, amazing things in our lives, even if we don't see them all fully yet, even if we haven't tasted from the fruit of those trees yet. We will eventually, and we will have something beautiful and delicious to share with others. As you do everything so well, is not just for one purpose, for one person's benefit, but you benefit all your children. And we thank you for that. We love you and adore you and look forward to spending time with you journaling, and looking forward to seeing you all here tomorrow. Blessings.